Blue teaming and red teaming. So blue teaming, what is blue teaming? An approach where a set of security responders performs analysis in information systems to assess the adequacy and efficiency of its security controls. The blue team has access to all the organizational resources and information. The primary role is to detect and mitigate red team or attackers' activities to anticipate how surprise attacks might occur and how they would impact their network. So the blue team is the defenders, the red team are the attackers. So the red team or the attacking team is an approach where a team of ethical hackers performs penetration tests on an information system with no or very limited access to an organization's internal resources. So they're just going to attack. They may or may not know anything about the network. They might have limited information, so have you. It may be conducted with or without warning. It is proposed to detect network and system vulnerabilities and check security from an attacker's perspective approach to network, system, or information access. So they're going to go and probably scan your DNS and then start from that. So you can kind of see how the attack will spread. So it'll give you a good exercise in how your company can respond to an attack, right? So blue teaming and red teaming, that's what this is about. So types of penetration testing, we have a black box, white box, and a gray box. So we discussed some of these earlier, and we talked about how we had the hard hat and stuff like that. So this is specific to penetration testing. So we only have three: black box, white box, gray box. What's the difference? Black box, you have no knowledge of the network. You're just given one URL of the company, and they tell you go to town. So this is common. You're commonly going to conduct a black box testing of the network. And you're blind testing and double blind testing. So you may not know anything about the network. So white box, you have complete knowledge of the infrastructure that needs to be tested. They may provide you with engineering diagrams and so on and so forth. And then a gray box test of the infrastructure, you have limited knowledge of the network. So they may give you some information like IPs and a URL, something like that. They may give you a specific sub-URL on a server, stuff like that. So the phases of penetration testing. What are the phases of penetration testing? You have a pre-attack phase, you have an attack phase, and then a post-attack phase. And all of these are incredibly important to understand. So the pre-attack phase, you want to plan and prepare. You have a methodology of designing the attack, and you want to get network information gathering. So you want to know what kind of systems you're going to attack, and you want to tool accordingly. And then you start your attack phase. So you gather all the information that you know you're going to be attacking Linux systems only. So then we go on and we start firing off all of our exploits for that we've gathered in the pre-attack phase. And then you want to penetrate the perimeter. You want to acquire targets. You want to escalate privileges wherever possible. You want execution, implantation, and retracting, right? So you want to execute. You want to implant something on the server, some kind of backdoor remote access, and then you want to retract that when you're done. And then you want to report, clean up, and artifact destruction. So you want to destroy anything that you're not supposed to keep after you've socialized it to the customer. But you should keep this for a while in case there are questions about what happened, which is very common. So you don't want to destroy everything. But we did talk about that you need to encrypt everything heavily, right? Don't mess around with that. Make sure you're keeping all of your drives heavily encrypted. Security testing methodology. You're gonna see some test questions from this for sure, as well as this and this. The types of penetration testing, the phases of penetration testing. What goes on in what phase is reporting in is gonna be, and the post-attack phase, right? So a security testing or pen testing methodology refers to a methodological approach to discover and verify vulnerabilities in the security mechanism of an information system. So, thus enabling administrators to apply appropriate security controls to protect critical data and business functions. You might find something that they missed. So that's kind of the point. So examples of security testing methodologies, all of these you should know. Every single one of these you should know. Probably more of them than this, right? So OWASP, the Open Web Application Security Project, or OWASP, is an open source application security project that assists the organization to purchase, develop, and maintain software tools, software applications, and knowledge-based documentation for web application security. So this deals with mostly web application security, full stack web application security. What does full stack means? Full stack means has a web server, has a PHP database or a Maria database, or I'm sorry, a MySQL or a Maria database. It might have some add-on applications. It might have web services. It might have a Python stack in there doing some work. It might have some CGI scripts. You know, that's the stack of stuff that you're using. And then the OSSTMM, the Open Source Security Testing Methodology Manual, OSSTMM, Open Source Security Testing Methodology Manual, is a peer-reviewed methodology for performing high-quality security tests such as methodology tests, data controls, fraud and social engineering control levels, computer networks, wireless devices, mobile devices, physical security access controls, and various security processes. You should review both of these at a bare minimum before you conduct any kind of an assessment. Make sure that you're following something like this. And then the ISAF, Information System Security Assessment Framework, is an open source project aimed to provide a security assistance for professionals. The mission of ISAF is to research, develop, publish, and promote a complete set of practical, generally accepted information security system assessment framework. Okay? So all of these have a lot of people's input. So they're going to be pretty comprehensive and they're going to be pretty good and well received on the other end. So the EC Council also has an LPT methodology. The LPT methodology is an industry-accepted comprehensive information security auditing framework. So the LPT methodology.